Okay.
Yep, we're good to go.
Okay.
Submit.
Do go there. Continue.
Can you hear me, Madam Mayor? Hello?
I can hear you, Christine.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, my system just broke down just as we were about to start. Can I welcome you all to the August Ordinary Meeting? The meeting is closed to the public due to COVID-19 pandemic and the stay-at-home public health order in place. The meeting is being held via video conference and is live streamed in order for members of the public to watch the meeting in real time. For the conduct of this meeting, I'm exercising my power under Section 226 of the Local Government Act 1993 to suspend the Code of Meeting Practice Annex procedure for councillors to submit, well, in fact, this doesn't even apply, to be honest, to submit to council 5 business days prior to the meeting a request to attend via audio-visual link, and for this attendance to be resolved by council, to allow for the meeting to be held via video conference due to the stay-at-home order in place for the state of New South Wales. Live streaming and recording of the council meeting. As you're aware, the council meeting is being live streamed via YouTube and recorded and published online via council website. To those present in the meeting today, by participating in the public meeting, you are consenting to your image, voice and comments being recorded and published. The Mayor and or the General Manager have the authority to pause the live stream if comments or debate are considered defamatory or otherwise inappropriate for publishing. Participants are advised that they may be subject to legal action if they engage in unlawful behaviour or commentary. I'll move to item 1.A, request from councillors to attend via Zoom. As we know, as I stated earlier, I'm exercising my power under Section 226 of the Local Government Act 1993 to suspend the Code of Meeting Practice procedure in order for this meeting to be held by a video conference due to the stay-at-home public health order in place for the state of New South Wales. Item 2 I'll move to is apologies, for which there are none. Councillor Adams, would you please say the prayer? You're on mute, Councillor Adams. You're on mute, Councillor Adams.
Am I still on mute?
No, you're fine now.
Almighty God, we ask you to invoke your blessings, particularly this councillor, upon this council. Direct and prosper our deliberations to the advancement and true welfare of the people of our council area, our state and Australia. Amen.
Thank you, Councillor Adams. I'll move to Councillor Gallagher for the acknowledgement of country.
I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land upon which we meet, and pay our respect to those elders past, present and emerging.
Thank you, Councillor Gallagher. I'll move to the minutes. Do I have a mover for the minutes? Oops. So could you use Councillor Clark and Councillor Nolan? Could you use your buttons, please? Moved by Councillor Clark, second by Councillor Nolan. Is there any debate? No debate?
Debate, Madam Mayor. No debate, Madam Mayor, but I cannot use my buttons. I think the GM is letting you know about that.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Councillor Adams. Maybe with you tonight, with your IT problem, if you could just sing out, because I'm just having a few little techno problems as well. So I've moved by Councillor Clark, second by Councillor Nolan. I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
In favour.
Thank you. I'll call the names. Councillor Meatelli, Councillor Adams, Councillor Clark, Councillor Kennedy, sorry, I've missed that. Councillor, getting a little bit techno here tonight. Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Cool, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Page. Did I capture Councillor Nolan? And Councillor Allgate and Councillor Allgate, have you voted?
No, I can't see where there's no blue hand. Nowhere
Just the
I
green
can cast.
hand. So if you go to the participants button.
Madam Mayor, Councillor Allgate, down the bottom of your screen where it says reactions, if you click on that, you'll have the green tick and the red cross as well as the raised hand.
Yeah.
Down the bottom of the screen, there's what?
Needs to hover with his mouse.
Reactions.
Reactions.
So if you see down the bottom of your screen, you'll see participants, chat, share
There's no reaction here. There's mute, stop video, participants, chat, share screen, record, reactions, and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reactions.
Record. I
No
see.
reactions.
Sorry. Right. Now I can see it.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Councillor. So Councillor Page as well. I think I captured everyone. It's going to be, I think we're all having a few little hiccups at first. Thank you. That passed unanimous. We'll move to the item 6, disclosures of interest. Councillor Cool, I'll move to you. You have a disclosure of interest.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I have a disclosure of interest in the Civic Centre matter as an employee of Far West Local Health District and non-pecuniary, but I will leave the meeting.
Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you.
Councillors, is there any further pecuniary interest? No? Okay, thank you. We'll accept, we'll record that. We'll move to the mayoral minute. This is mayoral minute item 7, supplementary agenda number 1, mayoral minute number 8/21, waiver of fees for the use of the Civic Centre by New South Wales Health as a mass COVID-19 vaccination centre. Councillors, I move this motion as we are aware with our current crisis, New South Far West Local Health, just move Councillor Core out to the gallery. Has he been moved?
Yep, he's in the waiting room, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. As everybody is aware, Council, that the Far West Local Health District currently has access to more vaccines and is looking to develop a drop-in centre. At the moment, it's still by appointment only. We also have more staff that will be able to support them. So I'm moving that Council works closely with New South Wales Health to coordinate the use of the Broken Hill Civic Centre as a mass COVID-19 Vaccination Centre, that the higher fees associated with the use of the Broken Hill City Centre Civic Centre by New South Wales Health from 25th of August 2021 for the required duration of the operation of the COVID-19 mass vaccination centre in Broken Hill be waived, that Council supports the Far West Local Health District in promoting the vaccination centre to encourage the Broken Hill community to receive their COVID-19 vaccinations, and that Council thank the frontline workers with our community and surrounding towns for their effort in managing the COVID-19 pandemic and working to keep our communities safe, including New South Wales health workers, New South Wales Police, Council staff, and in particular thanks to our General Manager, Marama Health, Royal Flying Doctor Service, government agencies, Aboriginal Affairs, the Aboriginal Land Councils, and all our volunteers and charitable organisations. Can I have a seconder for that, please? Seconded by Councillor Clark. Councillors, as you can imagine that we're in most critical time. We've been waiting a long time for a vaccinations to really arrive in the Far West. At the moment, our vaccination rates, if you look on the website, has been, 50% for first vaccination. Only 30% of our community have had 2 vaccinations. They're 2 injections. This has certainly been a concern for many of us, and just getting the data is important. We've been working, and thanks to the General Manager, very closely with the Far West Local Health District. The amount of vaccines that they now have access to we certainly appreciate that. We're hopeful that next week it will be a drop-in vaccine centre. At the moment, this week, it'll still be by appointment only. The best way that we can prevent this disease is by adhering to all the public health orders, including being vaccinated. Our community, our neighbouring community, Wilcannia, is in a world of pain. I think this is one way that we can support the Far West Local Health District and to support our community to get these vaccinations in place. Councillors, can I tell you that our General Manager has been leading the local emergency management committee and I cannot believe, I don't think he's had a day off for a couple of weeks now, but he doesn't do it, he doesn't talk about that, but I can tell you, that the work that he is doing, and Mr. Arlett from the police and all those that participate in those meetings, is all focused on keeping our community safe. I think that this goes hand in hand now that we have more vaccinations, and hopefully next week that it'll be a drop-in vaccination centre that we can increase our vaccination rates. It is up to the individual to be vaccinated, but it is certainly the future for everyone to be safe. Councillors, is there any debate? No debate? I'll put the motion. All those in favour? So Mayor Turley. So I'll just go down the list. Could you all vote? Thank you. So Councillor Brown, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Page, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Adams, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Clark. We note Councillor LeCour is not with us. Have I missed anyone? No, I think that is all. Thank you, councillors, for your ongoing support. If we can give a shout out to all our council staff as well, and particularly our cleaners and those guys that are working on the out in the yards, in our parks, and in the waste depot, keeping us all looked after. We thank them all. We'll let Councillor LeCour in. Councillor LeCour, have you joined us?
Yes, thanks.
Thank you, Councillor LeCour. I'll let you know that motion was passed unanimous. And my thanks to everyone. Move to item 8, notice of motion for which have been given, for which there is none. Item 9, rescission motion for which there is none. And item 10, reports from delegates for which there is none. We'll move to item 11. This is item 11, the Broken Hill City Council report number 131/21, page 20, local government elections, new caretaker period. Do I have a mover? Sorry, is there a mover? Councillor Adams and seconder Councillor Nolan. Councillor Adams, do you want to speak to the motion?
Madam Mayor, it's unusual times and we just realised that what was already in place has to be postponed for another period, and let's hope that that is the end of it, but we'll see.
Thank you, councillors. Look, just to help me out tonight, if you need to speak against something, if I go to you and say speakers against, just let me know, because I'm having a bit of trouble with the screen seeing the green hands up. Anybody speaking against? No, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Councillor Mayor Turley, Councillor Clark, Councillor Adams, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Cool, and Councillor Gallagher, and Councillor Page. Have I captured everyone? I've got someone missing. Who have I missed?
Councillor Brown is in favour as well, Madam Mayor.
Oh, sorry, there it is, Councillor Brown. Thank you, everyone. It's a unanimous vote. We'll move to item 2. This is the December, the report number 132/21. Report number 132, oh, sorry, I just said that. Page 33, this is the December and January council meeting arrangements and Christmas shutdown. Do I have a mover? And perhaps, councillors, if you just sing out instead of hands up. Councillor Nolan, seconded by Councillor Adams. And just when you put your hands up, if you can lower your hands, that would be great, so that I don't go back to historical moments. So maybe Jay can clear those. Thank you. Councillor Nolan, do you want to speak to the motion?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I think it's rather well worded because it allows for the fact that with the best of plans, we still may need to change it, but whichever way it goes, it's covered in the motion, and I think that I can't really see an alternative but to go with this as written. Thank you.
Thank you, councillor. Any speakers against? No speakers against. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Okay. Mayor Turley, Councillor Page, Councillor Brown, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Clark, Councillor Adams, Councillor Cool, Councillor Gallagher, and against. Councillor Kennedy, are you voting against?
Oh, I'm for it. I don't know why it hasn't come up.
Okay, so Councillor Kennedy is for it. 1, 2, 3. Yep, thank you. It's a unanimous vote. Appreciate that. It's just going to be one of those nights with all our buttons. Item 3 is the Broken Hill City Council report 133/21, page 49, appointment of delegates to committees. Do I have a mover? Just sing out. Moved by Councillor Gallagher, was it? Yep. Seconder.
I'll second that.
Is that Councillor Cool? If you just say your name, because I can't see your voice. So moved by Councillor Gallagher, second by Councillor Cool. Councillor, do you want to speak to the motion, Councillor Gallagher?
Just briefly, it's been the same for the last couple of years in relation to our positions in on the appointments to delegates to the committees. It should continue maybe only a short time to the new council comes in. Let's just see what happens in December. Then we'll have to do a new lot in New Year. But I commend the motion and move it.
Thank you. Any speakers against? No speakers against. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Mayor Turley, Councillor Page, Councillor Brown, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Clark, Councillor Adams, Councillor Cool. Have I missed anybody? No? Thank you, councillors. It's a unanimous vote. We'll move to item 4, Broken Hill City Council report number 134/21. Attendance and motion to the Local Government New South Wales Conference online and the special conference which will be held on the 28th of February, page 56. Do I have a mover?
Yes, I'll move.
Councillor Brown?
I'll second.
Councillor, moved by Councillor Brown
Clark.
and Clark. Yep, thank you.
Madam Mayor, I'd actually like to move a slightly amended motion from the printed recommendation. That's point 1, 2, and replace the point 3 of the recommendation that the Mayor be authorised as Council's voting delegate for the 1-hour annual conference to be held online on Monday, the 29th of November, 2021. And the delegates for the special, am I going too fast?
No, I think that's okay.
In-person conference to be held from Monday, the 28th of February to Wednesday, the 2nd of March, be elected at the January meeting of the new council. So essentially, for that 1-hour meeting, I'm moving in the interests of simplicity that the Mayor be delegated with the authority to represent council, and that the other delegates be elected once the new council's in place.
Okay, thank you for that. Councillor Clark, are you happy with that amendment?
Yes. Yes, Madam Mayor, makes perfect sense. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Brown, do you want to speak to that motion?
No, I don't think so. With those few remarks, I think I hope I've covered the gist of what I'm proposing. I just think, given that first conference, that online conference is as much to cover the legal requirements of the association, and the motions which I suppose are of more concern to us will be in the conference early next year.
Okay, thank you. Is any speakers against?
Speak against the motion.
No speakers against. I'll put the motion then.
Speak against the motion.
Sorry?
I'll speak against the motion, Councillor Gallagher.
Yep, Councillor Gallagher.
It's the democratic right for councils to be part of the conference. Democratic right to for a person to, as well as the mayor. Mayor is our representative for council. Mayor is our voice. But the situation is, I believe that any council that should be allowed to speak, to vote, if they're a delegate, then they should be part of the motion as well, and part of the conference.
Okay, thank you. It's an
We're
hour.
paying for the motion, and we're paying for the position, paying for the representation. I believe that other councils should be able to vote as well.
Okay, thank you for that, Councillor. Speakers for? Councillor
Yes.
Clark, are you speaking for?
Yes, Madam Mayor. I think aren't the number of votes determined by the Office of Local Government?
The number is, we only have 2 votes.
Yeah.
So the number, sorry, no, it's not. It is determined by the association. So but it's the conference itself is to endorse the books. So
Yeah. Okay.
okay, thank you.
What am I doing?
Any further speakers for? If not, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Mayor Turley, Councillor LeCour, Councillor LeCour, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Brown, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Clark.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going down the list to see. Councillor Allgate, Councillor Adams, and Councillor Page. Against is Councillor Gallagher and Councillor Kennedy. Thank you, everyone. That motion is carried. Can I just say to everybody, if you want to come and observe that hour meeting, it will be in pre-poll time. So happy for you to join me. As Councillor Brown's motion is that we determine the voting delegates for the conference in January. Okay, we'll move to item 5. Broken Hill City Council Report 135/21. This is the adoption of the draft cyber security framework, page 84. Do I have a mover?
Move that way, Councillor Gallagher.
Thank you, Councillor Gallagher.
Councillor Clark, second.
Councillor Clark, thank you. Councillor Gallagher, do you want to speak to the motion?
As we all know, at the present stage, cyber crime in cyber security is in the hot topics, and it's a well-written report, and I commend the report to Council.
Thank you. Speakers against? No speakers against? Okay, thank you, councillors. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Councillor Page. We haven't got Councillor Page's image. Councillor Page, sorry. Councillor Adams, Mayor Turley, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Clark, Councillor Brown, Councillor Gallagher and Councillor Kennedy.
As a matter of interest, Madam Mayor, I can only see Councillor Gallagher and myself.
Have I missed someone? Councillor, who
Councillor Page, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Cool. Councillor Cool as well, Lisa.
Councillor Page as well, Madam Mayor.
Sorry? No, I've got Councillor Page. He's my first one to go to. We haven't
I
got
can see everyone.
We haven't got an image of him. We've just got his little button. So, okay, item 6, Broken Hill City Council Report number 136/21, adoption of the draft contract management policy, page 102. Do I have a mover? Councillor Nolan, are you moving that way?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
I'll second, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Clark, second. Thank you. Councillor Nolan, to speak to the motion.
I think this policy makes a lot of sense. We have had it out in draft form and for public consultation, and it's proven good. And now it's time to pass it. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any speakers against? No speakers against. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Councillor Page, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Allgate, Mayor Turley, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Clark, Councillor Cool, Councillor Adams.
Oh.
Councillor Clark was in there as well, Lisa.
Yep.
Yep, great. Thank you. Declared it carried. We'll clear all the buttons. Move to item 7, Broken Hill City Council Report number 137/21, page 122, Public Interest Disclosure Annual Report. Do I have a mover?
Yes. Oh,
Councillor Brown, seconder.
yes.
Councillor
Councillor Clark.
Councillor Brown, do you want to speak to the motion?
Well, just to say, Madam Mayor, it's very pleasing that it's a nil report for each of those categories. So it's what else can we say? It's just very pleasing.
Thank you. I'll put the motion. All those in favour, Mayor Turley, just go down to the list. Councillor Page, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Clark, Councillor Cool and Councillor Adams. And captured Councillor Gallagher as well. Yep, thank you, it's carried. Move to item 8, Broken Hill City Council Report 138/21. This is a delivery program for Key Performance Indicator Progress Report for period ending 30th of June 2021, inclusive of operational plan of 2020/2021 outcomes, page 137. Do I have a mover?
Yeah, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Brown. Seconder?
I'll second that way, Madam Mayor. Councillor Gallagher.
Councillor Gallagher. Councillor Brown, do you want to speak to the motion?
Yeah, just a couple of things, Madam Mayor. I thought it was a much more readable report, I have to say. I like the new format, but it struck me that the key direction working groups could benefit by using this as a basis. So my addendum to the recommendation is that that a report on progress for each relevant outstanding target and task be included on the agenda for all meetings of the key direction working groups.
We'll just capture that. Councillor Gallagher, are you happy as a seconder for that to be included?
More than happy, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Gallagher. Councillor Brown, do you want to speak to the motion?
Again, just briefly, Madam Mayor, the report is pretty much more or less aligned completely with the key direction groups, and I think the meetings of those key direction groups, I think, can sometimes do with a bit more of a format, I suppose. And given that there is 1 year to go for the for this reporting period, I think it would be just useful for those committees and council as a whole to be informed of the progress in those areas where there either hasn't been, they haven't reached the 90% or whatever that level that was indicated to us the other day as being acceptable.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. Is there any speakers against? No speakers against? Okay, I'll put the motion. All those in favour, Mayor Turley, Councillor Adams, Councillor LaCour, Councillor Clark, Councillor Brown, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Nolan and Councillor Page. Against is Councillor Allgate and Councillor Kennedy. Thank you, councillors. I'll declare that carried. We'll move to item 9, Broken Hill City Council Report number 139/21. This is the Disability Inclusion Action Plan Key Performance Indicators Progress Report for the period ending 30th of June 2021, page 178. Do I have a mover? Mover for the motion, councillors.
I'll move if no one else does.
Okay, Councillor Brown.
I'll second
I'll
that.
second that. Yeah.
Councillor
Sorry.
Nolan seconded. Thank you. I thought you had a quiet moment because it's a quiet meeting. Councillor Brown, do you want to speak to the motion?
No, Madam Mayor, I just pleasing progress with a lot of these areas, still some to go, but a well-organised report, and it makes it much easier to keep track and to make us aware of the significance of some of these access issues in particular.
Thank you. Any speakers against? No speakers against. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Councillor Page, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Clark, Councillor Cool, Mayor Turley, Councillor Adams. Thank you, councillors. We'll now move to report number 140/21, Investment Strategy and Portfolio Review for 2020-2021, page 217. Do I have a mover?
Yeah,
So
I'll
moved,
move
Madam
that,
Mayor.
Madam Mayor, if you like.
I think Councillor Nolan did, and you
Yeah.
second, Councillor Clark. Councillor
Sure.
Nolan, do you want to speak to the motion?
As always, a very well worded report. I certainly appreciate the way we kept in the loop as far as what's happening globally as well as what's happening on the Australian financial scene. It's important to see Broken Hill working with and sometimes even ahead of the curve as far as investment strategies go. And once again, it's always a case of getting our money as cheap as we can and investing it wisely and keeping the right amount in reserves and getting the best return we can, both in the short, medium and long term. So once again, excellent report and very happy to move.
Thank you. Speakers against? Speakers against? No speakers against? Okay, I'll put the report. All those in favour? Mayor Turley, Councillor Page, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Clark, Councillor Cool, Councillor Adams, and against is Councillor Allgate and Councillor Kennedy. Thank you, declared it carried. Now move to item 11. Excuse me, sorry. Item 11, Broken Hill City Council report number 141/21, investment report for July 2021, page 249. I have a mover. And I have a mover.
I'd be happy to move that way, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Nolan, what's that?
Second to Councillor Gallagher.
Second by Councillor Gallagher. Councillor Nolan, do you want to speak to the motion?
Well, in a similar vein, I suppose, as to the previous motion, the previous item, it was very pleasing to see that we continued on a very steady trend. We exceeded the benchmark, compliant in all areas, and getting a return on investment of 1.98%. I wish I could get that on my savings account. So once again, congratulations. I'm with a proviso, I guess, that with the current situation, we will be seeing somewhat of a dip, but that's been predicted, and at least we're staying with the game. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Nolan. Any speakers against? No speakers. Councillor Kennedy?
No, no.
Okay, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Councillor Page, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Clark, Councillor Cool, Mayor Turley, Councillor Adams, against Councillor Allgate and Councillor Kennedy. Thank you, councillors. Item 12 is the Broken Hill City Council report number 142/21. This is the Alcohol Other Drug Detox and Referral Steering Committee update, page 262. Do I have a mover?
Yes, I'll move that, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Clark, seconder, Councillor Brown, was it?
No, but I'm happy to.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Clark, do you want to speak to the motion?
Just to say that this is something I think that the community needs and supports, and it's very good to see that we are able to get this underway and that council has a seat at the table.
Thank you. Speakers against? No speakers against. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Councillor Page, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Clark, Councillor Cool, Mayor Shelley, Councillor Adams and Councillor Allgate. It's a unanimous vote, councillors. Thank you for the support. Item 13, Broken Hill City Council Report number 143/21, the agreement with Service New South Wales for Business, page 265. Do I have a mover? Councillor Cool, you're moving that way?
I'll move that way. Councillor
I'll
Gallagher.
second, Madam Mayor.
So just checking. I was just checking, sorry, was that Councillor Cool?
Madam Mayor, what item are you up to?
Item 13, the
Councillor
agreement.
I thought we'd already dealt with that one.
No, that's the Service New South Wales Agreement with Business. Agreement
Sorry.
with
Item-
Service New South
So can
Item
we-
13.
Yes, item
Yes.
13. Sorry, can we just let the chair speak? We're up to item 13, Councillor LeCour, which
No,
is,
yeah, Councillor Gallagher, he can move it. No, that's fine, you got him.
okay, Councillor Gallagher. Seconder,
Yes, I'll second that, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Clark. Councillor Gallagher, would you speak to the motion, please?
Yes, it's just the council can assist businesses and small, large business to come to Broken Hill. It's an advantage that we can work with the state, work with Service New South Wales to ensure we can give information to prospective new businesses that are coming to town, whether they're large or whether they're small. We are the meeting place, and unfortunately, we don't have a Chamber of Commerce. And the next thing people do when they come to businesses in town, ask the council. And I believe that we should continue with the agreement and move forward with that. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you. Any speakers against? No speakers against. I'll put the motion. All those in favour, Councillor Page, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Clark, Councillor Cool, Councillor Mayor Turley and Councillor Adams. Thank you. A unanimous vote, councillors. Item 14, Broken Hill City Council Report number 144/21, temporary suspension of a proportion of Central Business District alcohol-free zone for the 2021 Fingers Crossed Broken Hill Festival, page 286.
I'll move that, Madam Mayor, if
I
you
think
like.
Councillor Adams has got
That's
a hand
all right.
up.
Yep.
Sorry, Councillor Adams, second by Councillor Clark. Councillor Adams.
Excuse me, Madam Mayor, do you want us to put our hands up or to call out? What is it?
If you say your name, call out, because I can't see the whole screen. In
All
front.
right, okay,
But I just said Councillor Adams. I can
No
see
problem.
first. Mm.
no problem.
Councillor Adams, do you want to speak to the motion?
It's just another one of those situations, Madam Mayor, where we're adjusting to the COVID situation for events. So we just have to keep doing that in the hope that the event will happen.
That's
Thank
right.
you, Councillor. And just, Councillor Clark, you're right. If you just say your name that you want to move,
Sure.
be great. Just because it's a difficult screen tonight, I'll put the motion. Oh, sorry, is there any speakers against? No speakers against. I'll put the motion. All those in favour, Councillor Page, Councillor Kennedy. I'll come back to Councillor Allgate, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Clark, Councillor LeCour, Mayor Turley and Councillor Adams and Councillor Allgate. Unanimous vote. Thank you, councillors. Item 15, Broken Hill City Council Report number 145/21. This is the minutes of the Local Traffic Committee meeting number 416, held Tuesday the 3rd of August, page 290. Councillor Brown, you normally move this
Yes.
way.
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Seconder,
I'll second, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Adams.
I'll second, Madam Mayor.
Yeah, I got you, Councillor Adams. Councillor Brown, would you like to speak to the motion?
Yes, Madam Mayor. There's not a great deal in the recommendations for this month, but those outstanding issues from last month are being pursued. So they should be in next month's report or maybe the one after. I'm thinking particularly of Union Street, that problem in Union Street that was raised last time, and also the traffic counters and the signage outside Happy Day. But they should come back onto the committee recommendations once some preliminary work's been done.
A comment, Madam Mayor.
What's your comment, Councillor Adams?
Just that the counter really is it's not going to tell us a great deal for the last 2 weeks when we've been in lockdown.
No. Good point. Thank you.
Maybe it can be extended.
Okay, thank you. I'm sure the GM will take that on board. Okay, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Councillor Page, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Clark, Councillor Cool, Mayor Shirley and Councillor Adams. Unanimous vote. Thank you, councillors. Let's move to item 16, Broken Hill City Council report number 146/21. This is the action list report, page 314. Do I have a mover?
Yes, I'll move that, Madam Mayor. Councillor Clark.
Thank you, Councillor Clark. Seconder?
Councillor Adams.
Councillor Adams. Thank you, Councillor Adams. Councillor Clark, do you want to speak to the motion?
Only to say, Madam Mayor, that it's good to see a lot of these are being actioned. There's a lot of green, which is good to see. I think I'll leave it there. Thank you.
You. Speakers against? No speakers against. I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Councillor Page, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Clark, Councillor Cool, Mayor Shirley, Councillor Adams. I declare it carried. Move to item 12, committee reports. Item 1 is the
Moving 1 and 2, Madam Mayor.
Move 1 and 2.
I'll second that, Madam Mayor. Councillor Clark.
Move that way if nobody's speaking against. Is there any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? All those in favour? Councillor Page, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Clark, Councillor Cool, Mayor Shirley and Councillor Adams. Thank you. Councillor Page lost his green one and we've seen his hand waving. We'll move to item 13, questions taken on notice from previous council meeting. This is questions.
So moved, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Nolan. Seconder.
Councillor Clark.
Thank you, Councillor Clark. Councillor Nolan, do you want to speak to any of these?
Just momentarily. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Nice and simple, just a couple of questions and they've been answered. The Union Street parking was just discussed, as was referred to the local traffic committee. And regards to the watermark on the confidential business papers, I fully agree with Councillor Allgate. I do believe that's been dealt with, except for on the small screen. On the mobile, it's still a lot heavier than what the print is. So perhaps we could look at that. Thank you.
Yeah, when you look at your mobile phone, thank you. I'll put the motion then if there's no debate. All those in favour, Councillor Page, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Nolan, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Cool, Councillor Adams, Mayor Shirley and Councillor Allgate. Thank you, councillors. I move to item 14, questions for next meeting arising from items on the agenda. Although there wasn't a great deal of debate, was there any other additional questions relating to the items on the agenda? No? Okay, we'll move to item 15. Item 15 is confidential. Can I call for a motion to go into closed session?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
happy to
move that
do
I
one.
move,
that.
Madam Mayor.
So Councillor Gallagher, I think, was in first, and Councillor Clark was second. If there's no debate, I'll put the motion. All those in favour? Councillor Page, Councillor Kennedy, Councillor Allgate, Councillor Gallagher, Councillor Brown, Councillor Clark, Councillor McCall, Councillor Adams and Mayor Turley.